Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, here to ask you a quick question, something I haven't done in a little while. Read a study recently conducted by Nielsen saying that half of Americans across this grand country of ours use the radio primarily to discover new music. I realize a lot of you may have gripes with the radio. You hear the same songs every 20 minutes. You don't hear the songs you want to hear when you want to hear them. You miss the songs you would like to hear. Sometimes they don't say the title of the songs that you just heard and you want to know what they are because you liked them. Plus the radio tends to be pretty limited when it comes to more adventurous or experimental styles of music, unless of course we're talking about college or listener-funded radio. Like I said, half of all Americans, I'm going to link you guys to the article where I read this, but YouTube being used as a primary mode of discovering new music was also mentioned as an answer in the study among the group of Americans surveyed, and compared to the radio's 48%, YouTube just got a mere 7%.
That's such a little number. It's tiny.
However, when you took this group of people and limited it to just teenagers, YouTube came in at 64%, with the radio trailing still at around 50. iTunes came in as well, and I will just sort of like lump all those together as just the internet. And basically what my question to you is the radio always going to be a relevant tool when it comes to introducing the populace to new music? Because I'm sure a lot of you who are teenagers now are not just going to turn around and start using the radio as your primary mode to kind of expose yourself to new music as soon as you get older, just because you're older. What if 20 years from now, only 20% of teenagers say that the radio is their primary way of discovering new music? What will the music industry look like then? Will music be different at all due to radio having less of an influence on what people's tastes are? As things like mobile devices become more popular and people have wider access to them, of course people are going to opt for the service that gives them what they want when they want it. Even if what you want is something that normally gets played on the radio. I mean, if you're a Nicki Minaj fan and you want to hear a Nicki Minaj song, if it's not being played currently in commercial radio's rotation of tracks, maybe it's some song she put out 2 years ago or something like that, you're gonna have to hit the internet. So definitely a question I would love to hear answered by anybody who watches me who is a teenager for sure. Do you use the radio at all to discover new music? And if you do, use the radio as well as the internet, obviously you use the internet. If you're using both, which do you prefer? Could you feasibly see people in the near future using radio less than they are now to discover new music? Obviously, radio had its time, served its purpose, played a really important cultural role in American music history, but is that era about to come to an end? Let me know what you think. Anthony Fantano, the radio, forever.